Welcome back to Oxegen. I am now joined by three lovely Irish boys, Japanese pop stars. Welcome.
Hello. Hello. Nice, thanks.
I have to ask you, and I know it's probably the cliched question and blah, 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 but three Irish boys, Japanese pop stars. I'm just curious. I think it's a super name, but who came up with it? What was the motivation?
Me, and it's the Japanese pop stars. It's like Beatles, the Beatles. Do you know?
Okay, welcome the Japanese pop stars. Would you like me to leave now? No, the Japanese pop stars.
Everybody's getting this today.
It's amazing, actually. Even the lineup bits that we got, there's no that on them.
That's everyone gets it
So,
wrong.
so can I use that as my excuse?
Yes.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, no, everyone gets it.
Okay, the Japanese pop stars.
Apologise.
I know. I'm trying to be nice. Where did you come up with it?
Where did I come up with? On the road, driving
Late
home
at night.
from town.
Right,
Basically,
yeah.
we're three Irish boys that make dance music. The furthest thing from Japanese pop stars as you're going to get.
Yeah.
So we just thought it was funny, reflected our sense of humour, the quirk, and it stuck and people can remember it. Or they forget that.
No, I won't again, ever. But I think it's a great name because I remember when I first heard of you guys, and there was one or two of your tracks that were on a few mix albums that I'd heard, and I didn't know much about you at the time, and never for a second did I presume that you were Irish. Yeah. I remember talking to Mr. Spring, he was like, oh yeah, Japanese pop stars Irish. I was like, really? God, because it's just, but it's a great name because it sticks with people, which I think is great. And I know you guys are quite busy at the moment. You just did the O2 Wireless Festival, and you did Glastonbury as well. How did they go for you?
Amazing. It was just one of them things. Glastonbury was something else. I had the best Glastonbury in my life.
Any particular reason?
That was after the gig, like.
Speaking of, I believe.
Sunday one day was.
No, it was Glastonbury was really cool. That's the second year in a row we've done it, and this is the second year doing Oxegen as well. Like, so, just excited to be on these lineups and working our way up the bills because we keep getting better times each year.
Yeah. And I know, speaking of after the gigs, I probably should be talking to you really more. So.
Yeah,
don't
for after the gigs, definitely.
Now you see, I know you thought she's gonna sit with her back to me. I won't have to say anything. So, any little stories, anecdotes from after the gigs, or I believe you're quite quiet and you like to be a solitary kind of life.
I do.
Am I right?
Yeah. I can't believe you did this to me on TV. No, yeah, we're having a great time. Like, imagine, like, we're three Irish guys and we're being dropped into clubs around the world, and they're giving us free drink and passes to roam anywhere we want and do anything we want. So you can imagine, yeah, these are once in a lifetime opportunities, I always like to say to the guys, so we try and make the most of. Like last week, for example, Dickie went missing for 5 hours in Glastonbury with the keys.
On his own?
On his own, yeah. With the keys to the tour bus. Yeah.
He came back with an injury on his leg and everything, so we don't know.
To be fair, people sometimes, you never know how long it's going to last. So I actually am with you on this one.
See, yeah.
Make the most of
Exactly.
it. So come here, the album We Just Are, doing great stuff. I know it's been reissued with new mixes and that on it. And also, you were getting great support from Pete Tong at the time as well. And that, yourselves, I presume, is a huge boost.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we've been listening to Pete Tong since we were that high. And it's like one of these things, it's like, you know, he's the godfather of dance music, and he's give us the thumbs up, so it means a lot to us.
I think he's sort of an institution, even if you just hear your name being said by him. I think is a little bit of a buzz, and he's such, you know, with his TV that he does, sort of he does this kind of show on the internet and stuff like that, and he's playing your videos on it as well as playing the show. It must be great just to get your sound out there to even more people.
The weirdest thing is when we know he's going to play a track, we all tune in, but we know what the song's like, you know, so we all turn it on, listen to our song on Pete Tong. It's weird.
Sometimes it sounds better on the radio though. You're like, turn it up, it's ours. So I know when you guys came out, a lot of people were sort of comparing you to the Chemical Brothers and Underworld, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another dance group, but I mean, you don't really sound anything like them. Do you find it kind of annoying after a while and thinking, God?
It is, they've got English accents and we've got Irish accents, and we don't sound anything like them.
It's a bit, for me, you're right, it's a bit daunting because they're like idols, but I think it must be the sounds on the album are really big, like, so I'm presuming, like, I know if I heard Chemical Brothers, I would like to go see them in a festival in a big arena. Same with Justice or Underworld or Left Field or Prodigy, and that's what they're getting off the album, the same feeling that the sounds are big and the remixes are big, and
and actually, speaking of sounds are big, I would just like to make reference to the noise that is around us. I think it's your fans outside actually rocking the Portakabin in readiness for later. So 2 tracks I have to ask you about, Del Boy's Revenge and Rodney Trotter. Who's the Only Fools and Horses fan? Or is there one? Or is it a collective?
It was actually a joke. I have to be honest now, because Rodney Trotter was finished during Christmas time, and it was Only Fools and Horses always on at Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was showing repeats in the older ones, and I just seen Rodney Trotter. I didn't have a name for the track, and I just seen Rodney out dancing.
Alright, Dave.
His wee shirt on, I know his wee friend Mickey and all. It was pure 80s with shoulder pads, like, so it was just they call the track Rodney Trotter, and then a few months later we wrote The Old Boys Revenge. We actually thought we couldn't write a bigger track on Rodney Trotter, but we wrote this nasty piece of work. So we thought, right, well, that's Rodney's big brother. The Old Boys, he's having his revenge, and that was it. There's no, like, I'm not a fan. I'll watch it if it's on or anything.
We're going to call our album this time next year.
Might call a second.
Maybe millionaires. So,
we're
come here,
doing
just another quick one. I believe you've now been signed to a label over in Japan, and what's happening with that, or is that just recently, or?
No, that was last year as well too. We sort of, when we signed to Gung Ho, our UK label, they basically just pumped us out all around the world. So we're signed to a lot of labels, and Japan's one of them. It's a label called Beat Inc, and that's where Underworld's on. It's all the big artists are on there over there, so we're in great company.
And what do the Japanese make of you over there? I mean, have you been? I mean, do they think much of the name, or actually, it looks like we have a story? To my right.
Why is it always me with the stories?
I don't know, but you're being very quiet, and you're making me just want to talk to you. Tell us.
No, the Japanese people, it's a great experience. They're very, very friendly and enthusiastic, and they're all gorgeous.
You're quite tall, though. I'd imagine it's a bit of an issue over there, is it?
No, not at all.
I'm only messing.
Yeah.
No, we leave you alone. So come here, you're going to be playing the Oxegen Dance Arena later on. Anything you can tell us that you might expect in the set? Anything?
There's a few new tracks they look out for, which we haven't actually, they haven't been released.
Testing them.
We're road testing them at the moment, and we were always aiming for more tracks at Oxegen, because last year it was recorded without 2FM, so we wanted something different and special.
Yeah.
So we were up there about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock last night working on stuff and
Chiseling
emails and back and forward. So slightly nervous, but hopefully it'll kick off and go well. And we're excited about it because it's raining now as well, so people might come into the arena.
That's the best. If it was like scorching real sunny, you're like, please come inside. It's going to be rammed. It'd be rammed anyway. The Japanese Popstars, it's been an absolute pleasure, and best of luck later on. Good to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.